What if you could walk into any room and instantly get a feel for the social dynamics at play? To know who feels confident, who's feeling stressed, and who is genuinely interested in what you have to say, all without them uttering a single word. This isn't mind reading or some kind of superpower. It's a skill. A language that everyone speaks, but very few people know how to listen to. It's the silent, brutally honest language of the human body. Learning this language transforms social interactions from a source of anxiety into a landscape of clear signals. And surprisingly, the most honest part of a person's body isn't their eyes or their smile, it's something you'd probably never think to look at. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll learn to see the invisible signals people are sending out every single second. Let's start with that surprisingly honest body part one just mentioned. Number 1, the unspoken compass of the feet. While we've all been trained to control our facial expressions and what we do with our hands, most of us completely forget about our feet. And that's why they are often the most accurate indicator of a person's true intentions. The psychology here is beautifully simple: our feet point where we want to go. This is a direct line to our limbic brain, the ancient, emotional part of our mind responsible for survival. While our highly evolved neocortex is busy managing polite conversation, our limbic brain is thinking about safety and escape routes. If our brain is thinking about leaving, our feet will often get a head start. Imagine you're at a networking event, stuck in a conversation with someone. Their torso and face are politely turned towards you, they're nodding and smiling, but you notice their feet are angled away from you, pointing towards the exit or a group of their friends across the room. That is a powerful, unspoken signal. Their conscious mind is being polite, but their subconscious mind is screaming, "I want to get out of here." Conversely, if someone's feet are pointed directly at you, it's a strong sign that they are engaged. Consider a job interview. If the interviewer's feet are pointed toward you, they're invested. If their feet are pointed toward the door, their mind may have already moved on to the next candidate. Next time you're in a group, take a quick, subtle glance down. You'll be amazed at what you can learn about who is truly invested and who is just waiting for an opportunity to escape. Number 2, the half-second eyebrow flash. This is one of the most fascinating and reliable signals you can learn to spot, but it's incredibly easy to miss. The eyebrow flash is a quick, almost imperceptible upward movement of the eyebrows that lasts for just a fraction of a second. It's a universal, cross-cultural sign of recognition and friendly greeting. Psychologically, it's a non-threatening signal that says, "I see you, and I acknowledge you in a positive way." Its evolutionary purpose was likely to signal from a distance that you were a friend, not a foe, opening the face up to show you meant no harm. Think about a time you bumped into an old friend in a crowded place. Before you even had a chance to say their name, your eyebrows likely shot up. It's an unconscious reflex. What makes it so powerful is that it's extremely difficult to fake convincingly. When someone gives you a genuine eyebrow flash, it's a sign of sincere recognition. If you greet someone you know and they don't give you that microflash in return, it creates a subtle feeling of being snubbed. It could mean they are distracted, they don't recognize you, or they may have neutral or even negative feelings about the interaction. It's a tiny detail, but it speaks volumes about the baseline of your relationship with that person in that exact moment. But what happens when someone is not just acknowledging you, but actively building a connection with you? Their body will show you that too, in a way that's almost like a silent dance. Number 3, the chameleon effect, or unconscious mirroring. Have you ever been in a deep conversation with someone and noticed that when you lean forward, they lean forward? Or when you cross your legs, they cross theirs a moment later? This isn't a coincidence, it's a powerful psychological phenomenon called mirroring. It's the unconscious imitation of another person's postures, gestures, and expressions. This happens because of special brain cells called mirror neurons. Think of these as the brain's internal Wi-Fi, connecting us to the people around us. These neurons fire not only when we perform an action, but also when we see someone else perform that same action. It's the neurological basis for empathy. When someone is mirroring you, it's a massive, flashing sign that they feel a sense of rapport and connection with you. They are subconsciously saying, "I'm like you. I'm on your side. I get you." Imagine you're on a fantastic first date. The conversation is flowing. You pick up your water glass to take a sip, and a few seconds later, they do the same. You rest your chin on your hand, and you notice they've adopted a similar posture. This is the silent language of rapport. On the flip side, a total lack of mirroring can be a red flag that there's a disconnect. If you're trying to connect with someone and notice they are actively adopting opposite postures, you lean in, they lean back, it indicates a lack of sync between you. The person might be disagreeing, feeling defensive, or simply not engaged. Now, mirroring shows connection, but what happens when someone is feeling stressed? Their body will tell you that, too, in a way that's surprisingly obvious once you know what to look for. Number 4. Pacifying behaviors and self-soothing gestures. When we feel anxious or uncomfortable, our brain's limbic system kicks into high gear. To calm itself down, the brain prompts us to perform what are known as pacifying behaviors. These are repetitive actions that provide a sense of comfort by stimulating nerve endings, which can trigger the release of calming hormones. These actions are the adult equivalent of a child sucking their thumb. The most common ones involve touching the neck, face, or arms. You might see someone rubbing the back of their neck, which stimulates the vagus nerve and lowers heart rate. You might see them stroking their chin, touching their lips, biting their lip, or rubbing their arm. For women, this can often manifest as touching a necklace or playing with their hair. For men, it might be adjusting their tie or watch. Picture a coworker who is about to give a huge presentation. As their name is called, you might see them subtly rub the back of their neck or smooth down their shirt. This isn't just a random tick, it's their body's attempt to literally calm their nerves. If you're in a negotiation and you ask a tough question, and the other person suddenly starts rubbing their forehead, it's a signal that your question has likely caused them stress. Spotting these cues gives you an incredible insight into a person's true emotional state, even when they're trying to project an image of pure confidence. Number 5. The power of the head tilt. This is a simple one, but it's incredibly powerful. When someone is genuinely interested and engaged in what you're saying, they will often tilt their head to the side. It's a signal of curiosity and absorption. The psychology behind this is rooted in our most basic survival instincts. Tilting the head exposes the carotid artery on the side of our neck, one of the most vulnerable parts of our body. By exposing their neck, a person is subconsciously signaling, "I trust you. I don't feel threatened by you, so I can let my guard down and really listen." It's a gesture of submission in the most positive sense of the word. They are submitting their full attention to you. It's a behavior we share with many animals. Think of how a dog tilts its head when it hears a curious sound. It also helps us hear better by changing the orientation of our ears, allowing us to pick up on new nuances in your voice. Think about talking to a good friend about something important. As you get to the core of your story, you'll likely see them tilt their head, their eyes focused on you. It's a beautiful, silent "tell me more." In a business meeting, if you're explaining a complex idea and you see your audience tilting their heads, that's a fantastic sign that they are processing and engaging with your information, not just passively hearing it. A lack of it can suggest boredom or disagreement. Number 6. Decoding the nod. We all think we know what a nod means, agreement. But it's far more nuanced than that. The speed and rhythm of a nod can tell you a completely different story. There are 3 main types of nods to watch for. First, the slow, deliberate nod. Especially when paired with other engagement cues like eye contact and a head tilt, this is a sign of genuine agreement and understanding. The person is actively processing what you're saying and is truly with you. It says, "Yes, I understand, and I agree. Please continue." Second, a cluster of fast, rapid-fire nods. This often means the exact opposite of agreement. It can be a signal of impatience. The person is subconsciously trying to hurry you along, as if to say, I get it, move on." Imagine you're explaining something to your boss, and they're giving you a series of these quick little nods while glancing at their computer. They're not agreeing, they're non-verbally rushing you. Finally, there's the polite, rhythmic nod. This is a social lubricant. The person isn't necessarily agreeing or impatient, but is simply encouraging you to continue speaking. It's a go-on signal, often seen in therapy sessions or with customer service agents. Spotting the difference is key to knowing if you have true alignment or just polite tolerance. Number 7, the mystery of hidden hands. Since the dawn of humanity, open hands have been a signal of trust. They show that you are not holding a weapon and have no ill intent. This ancient instinct is still deeply wired into our subconscious minds today. Because of this, what people do with their hands is incredibly revealing. When someone is speaking openly and honestly, they tend to use their hands more freely and show their palms, a gesture known as palms up. So, when someone hides their hands, by putting them in their pockets, clasping them behind their back, or sitting on them, it can be a significant nonverbal tell. Psychologically, it can suggest that they are holding something back, are not fully committed to what they're saying, or are feeling insecure or untrustworthy. It's why public speaking coaches often tell speakers and politicians to keep their hands visible and open. Imagine you ask a salesperson a direct question about a product's flaws, and they suddenly slide their hands into their pockets while answering. It doesn't automatically mean they are lying, but it's a strong indicator of a potential lack of confidence or transparency in that moment. Their brain is telling their hands to hide, perhaps because it knows the information being shared isn't the full story. Pay attention to when hands disappear from view. It often coincides with a moment of discomfort or concealment. Number 8, the eye block. This is a micro-expression that is profoundly revealing. An eye block is any action that momentarily covers or shields the eyes for longer than a normal blink. This can be a long, slow blink, rubbing the eyes, or covering them with a hand. Psychologically, this is the brain's primitive attempt to unsee something it dislikes, disagrees with, or finds threatening. It's as if the brain is saying, if I don't see it, it's not happening. Imagine you are in a meeting and you propose a new budget. As you mention the final figure, you notice your boss does a long, slow blink, keeping their eyes closed for a full second or two. That's not a sign of them being tired, it's a powerful nonverbal reaction that almost certainly signals disagreement or dislike of the number you just presented. Or think about telling a friend some gossip. When you mention a person they secretly dislike, you might see them briefly flutter their eyelids or give their eye a quick rub. They are literally blocking out the negative information. It's a fleeting but incredibly honest sign of a person's true feelings. Number 9, the gravity of posture. Your posture is much more than just a matter of sitting up straight. It's a constant broadcast of your internal emotional state and level of confidence. The psychology here relates to territory and power. Expansive, open postures, taking up more space with your limbs, sitting or standing tall, keeping your shoulders back, are universally associated with high confidence and dominance. Think of a victorious athlete throwing their arms in the air. Conversely, contractive, closed postures, slumping, crossing your arms and legs tightly, making yourself physically smaller, signal submissiveness, low confidence, or feeling defensive. This is deeply rooted in the animal kingdom, where making oneself small is a way to appear less threatening. Picture two people waiting for a job interview. One is slumped in their chair, scrolling on their phone held close to their chest, ankles crossed. The other is sitting upright, shoulders back, with their briefcase resting on the chair beside them, taking up space. Without a word, you can guess who feels more powerful and prepared. Interestingly, research shows this is a two-way street. Adopting a more powerful posture, even for just 2 minutes, can actually increase feelings of confidence and decrease feelings of stress. Your body can change your mind. So, learning to read these silent signals isn't about becoming a human lie detector or gaining an unfair advantage. It's about deepening your understanding of others. It's about seeing the emotions they can't or won't put into words. It allows you to respond with more empathy, build rapport more quickly, and navigate social situations with a newfound confidence. Remember, while these cues are incredibly powerful, they are just one part of the bigger picture. Always consider the context. A person with their arms crossed might not be defensive, they might just be cold. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not a substitute for professional advice. Truly understanding people always requires context, curiosity, and compassion. So, here's my question for you. Which of these body language signals have you noticed most in your own life, either from yourself or from others? And what's one unspoken cue that you've learned to spot that we didn't cover today? Share your stories and observations in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to read what you've all noticed out there in the world. Your insights could help everyone here become a better observer of human nature.